All welcome to my Flat Earth / Jesus Christ channel. Today I'm going to talk about some experiences I've had with spirits and trying to discern whether or not they were of God. There was a time in my life where I was listening to a lot of Art Bell, and of course the occult of the Bell. Art Bell is on their side. He's definitely in the satanic agenda. And I listened to EVPs. I had a whole series of EVPs on cassette tape that I would listen to when I was alone at my house. I've lived alone for the majority of my adult life. And I always wanted to kind of try to be scared by them and these EVP readings and everything else and the ghost hunters. And so I was listening to that for days, and then one night I went to bed and I was sleeping and I was awakened by a man, and I could see that he was a man. Opened my bedroom door, turned on the light, and I saw him. And I asked him, "What are you doing?" And the only thing he said was, "I just thought that." And then he shut off the light, closed the door, and I got out of bed and I went to follow him. And I was awake during this. I went to follow him, went to my front door and saw that the deadbolt was locked. And I go and unlock the deadbolt and look outside, and I see that somehow in a matter of 3 or 4 seconds, he was all the way on the other side of my apartment complex, and that could have not have been. And I just looked at him, and I forgot what I asked him. Again, I don't even think I asked him, I just looked at him, and then he started walking down the stairs, and then he was gone. And that was strange in itself. Now, the next night, I was listening to EVPs again because the Spirit of God was not in me then. I don't think as much as it is now. I mean, God's always with us and knows what we're doing and is watching us and trying to help us make the right decisions. I was listening again to EVPs the next night because it was so intriguing, unfortunately. And then I went to bed after I listened to the EVPs. And I was definitely more alert of what might happen when I shut my door and turn off my light and go to sleep. And I was laying there, and I also made sure, because my kitty cats, they would, you know, if I wanted them to, they could come in and out of my bedroom. And so I made sure that the door was completely shut, and I was going to try to go to sleep. And I was falling asleep, and then all of a sudden my door opened, and I know there was somebody standing there. They did not turn on the light, but I screamed the most horrific scream I have ever screamed, and ever maybe even will scream. Marbles, why are you growling like that?
He's gone.
You're a grouch today. And it reminded me of this song at the beginning of a Pink Floyd album where that lady, or transgender or whatever she is singing when the song Breathe starts. And that's all I can possibly describe it as. And so the whole experience was rather strange, and I hope I'm making sense to where you guys can understand it. But to test our spirits, God wants us to test our spirits, and I believe that the first spirit was a good spirit, and the second spirit I saw was not so good of a spirit. But after I calmed down, I got up and turned on the light, and then walked outside of my bedroom and saw that, again, the deadbolt was locked in my house to the front door, and there was just absolutely no way that anyone could have been in my house, because I was so freaked out about the night before that I made sure. I even checked in the oven. I checked the closets. I checked the ovens. I checked the refrigerator. I checked my whole house to make sure there was nobody there, because the night before was so terrifying. And it's just so strange. I think it was like the next night or right around the same time. Remember what the kitty cats that I felt on my bed? I would sometimes always lock my kitty cats out because they would walk all over my bed and wake me up, keep me up at night. That's when they were much younger. They just sleep anymore 16 hours a day. But I was laying there another night and I knew I had to go to sleep. You know, I always like have to go to sleep because I have to go to work and be a slave. And so I felt kitty footprints like all over my bed. And I was like, I know that my cats are out of the room. This is so strange. And it was just, they were on my back and everywhere. And then it calmed down. And I was like, well, I'm not going to be scared of that. And when I wake up in the morning, and I was so tired and I had to go to sleep because I had to work. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not worried. I'm going to open my eyes in the morning and open the door and make sure my kitty cats are outside of my rooms just to make sure. And I had another experience then. I've had many strange experiences with ghosts.
That particular one's like sleep paralysis that they have where EVPs, they call out the darkness.
I was inviting spirits.
Yeah, inviting spirits into your life, into your home, and they are extremely difficult to get rid of. The only way that you can get rid of them is calling to Jesus.
And so I'm going to read John 4:1 King James Version. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. And you got to test your spirits. I'm going to make this kind of more like a series because I do have a lot of ghost stories that I want to share, and that's just one of them. The year is 2019, and the globe is dead. I'm totally stealing that from Josh. I love you guys. Praise Jesus in the firmament of heaven.
Praise Jesus.